Hello, hi, and welcome to Empathic Fire. I am your reader, Jay. This is going to be another installment of what I'm calling the Distillery. Welcome to my channel, everybody. If you're new here, thank you so much for checking me out. If you're a returning viewer, thank you also for coming back and checking me out. This is the second time I'm doing this type of reading here on the channel. It's something I started last month in September. And I'm continuing now in October. I like the way it felt to do the reading. We'll see if I continue on with the series. Probably I will for the remainder of the year. But anyway, what we're going to do here today, guys, is we're going to take an actual look back over the month of October. And it's a collective reading. It's for all signs, any placements, you know, whatever brings you here. If you're drawn in by the title, if you're drawn in by the concept, whatever pulls you here, possibly there will be a message. That is my intention for anybody who needs it, that you find something here. But you see 3 different decks here. So like last month, and I think I'm doing exactly what I did last month, but I'm not 100% sure. I think I am, because I don't usually go back and look at my videos too often, unless I'm like looking for something specifically. But anyway, so this top portion here, or this top small deck here, these are the cards that appeared most often across all 24 videos that I did for the channel for each individual sign. Okay, so those are the topmost cards. Those are going to be the anchor cards. Again, reflecting back over October, we're going to look and see what we can get as like takeaway information and maybe clarify some things that maybe some of you have been going through related to not only these most appearing cards, but then the second pile here are like the next most often cards that appeared. There's 6 here this month. This month there's 13 here, and we're going to use these to also kind of give extra information on these anchor cards, okay? And then this extra deck, or not extra deck, but this additional deck, thank you, is actually going to be clarifying any messages that come out, because we don't want to use the same deck, or at least I don't want to use the same deck to clarify when this is like, you know, sort of what we're reflecting back on. This is going to help us figure out what we need to take out of what we're reflecting back on, okay? Hopefully that makes sense. It's not the best explanation, but it is it's what I could think of sitting here in this moment. So we're going to shuffle these in a minute, but first we're going to do a random, I think this is what this is what I did. I did this last time where I did sort of like the card shuffle on the table. And I don't think I'm going to take any reversals, even though they might come out that way because of how I've shuffled them around like this. And I pulled these cards out like 2 days ago, so I don't even remember exactly what's here. They've been face down for 2 days, so I have no idea what's here. So I think we're going to deal like that, and then we're going to flip. Is that right? Yes, they like that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a lot. Yeah. Well, that's what happened. That's how many came out. And maybe I'll like cap it in the future, because if like 10 cards came out, that would be a lot to do. But let's see what order they came in. So Ace of Cups, 7 of Wands, cut my nails so I can't flip anything. The Emperor, Lovers, 3 of Cups, and the World. Okay. So for those that it applies to, you might be dealing with Aries, Gemini, Capricorn, or the fixed signs Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, or Aquarius. You don't have to be dealing with any of those signs. You don't have to be any of those signs for this message to apply, but those are like what those major arcanas represent, okay? So initially what it feels like is making tough decisions. Like I'm really focused on the Emperor and the Lovers in the middle there. So October for many of you has involved making incredibly tough decisions. Some of you have sacrificed. I'm getting sacrificed from that 7 of Wands there, or you've been put in a position where, you know, it's sort of like being in a rock, what's that? But caught between a rock and a hard place. Your back's up against the wall and you're defending yourself. And in your defense, you might have to like sacrifice something. Like in order to get something out of a situation or to make headway in a situation, you might have to sacrifice something. And that might be a strategic thing to do because it sits right next to the Emperor, which is, you know, the master of strategy, okay? For many of you, I see Ace of Cups, Lovers, and the 3 of Cups. This does have something to do with your love and relationships. For some of you, possible soulmate, you know, energy. And, you know, if you've been with my channel for a while, you kind of already know the caveat. If you're new here, I get that from the Lovers card, a little bit from the Ace of Cups, and just the intermingling of possible soulmate energy with the 3 of Cups. My caveat is a soulmate does not have to be a forever partnership, and soulmate in my estimation, does not always indicate a very simple or easy relationship. Sometimes soulmates relationships are very challenging, and they are not exactly what, Hallmark Channel makes them out to be. You know what I mean? So some of you have been put in a position to defend your relationships, perhaps. Some of you might have been dealing with people who were defending their behavior within a relationship. I'm getting possibly a little bit of a playing away in a few cases, not all, but in a few cases, someone kind of not treating their foundation with respect. So if you have a long-term relationship to speak of, you or someone else may have been flirting with other people with the Three of Cups, may have been, just out partying when maybe you shouldn't be out partying, things like that. Ultimately, though, the world is just as it came in the end, because you saw I shuffled on the table, so there wasn't any way that I could have stacked it that way. So the world coming at the end in this line of cards is signaling to me that something here is wrapping up, will wrap up, and that wrapping up or that ending is a growth point. It feels like a chapter ending, you know what I mean? And significant chapter endings, or rather, when a chapter ends in a book, assuming it's not the last chapter of the book, the story continues on. It continues to develop. The plot continues to unfold, right? So I feel as though there's like some type of graduation here, some type of maturation going on here, where even if it's a horrible situation, even if it's a situation where, again, some of you may be sacrificing things you don't want to for strategic purposes, some of you might have, again, connections that are kind of in limbo, or you or someone you're paired up with didn't really treat the relationship with the respect that you or they thought was necessary. There's going to be some type of move away from that, either move away from that treatment, that behavior, or just the relationship itself, moving away from strenuous relationships or strenuous, getting a conditional off of that Seven of Wands, conditional interactions you're having with certain people. Okay, I see. Some of you might be dealing with someone who is the Emperor. You might be defending yourself from a great strategist, someone who's really in a power of position in your life, okay? A boss, some type of authority figure. A boss. I'm getting like also overbearing like parent, but that's not for everybody, okay? So there's several storylines in there. Again, these are the other cards that came out most commonly or most often across the 24 readings that I did last month. So we're going to get a little bit of clarification or a little further detail on what's happening here as we deal. I think we're going to put 5 out, yeah? Yeah, we're going to do 5. Okay, so. Oh, wait, I'm all ready. Is that ready? There, they like that. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't remember what these other cards are, but they're gone. All right. So further detail. Again, coming out of October, this could still be going on for you guys as you move forward into November, December, what have you. It resonates when it resonates in your life, okay? 4 of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, 8 of Wands, King of Wands. Page of Pentacles, water sign energy, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. King of Wands, fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Could be dealing with air or water signs. You don't have to be. Yeah, definitely a lot of newness is afoot, is pending. I feel we are dealing in situations or circumstances with people or within yourself. This could be all personal development. It doesn't have to be involving anyone else. This could all be something that's happening within you, okay? But there's definitely a sense of unaffectedness or apathy. Something about not being pleased, not being satisfied. In some cases, it's boredom, but in many cases, it's deeper than that. Like something in you, since this is cup, something in your emotions, something possibly in your spirit is not at ease. Thank you. Is not at ease, and you're seeking ease. You're seeking some type of greater fulfillment. And also notice the ascension. We had the 3 of Cups back here, where maybe there was some partying going on. Maybe there was some disregard happening, or maybe there was a shucking away or turning away from responsibilities, turning away from commitments, and now we get to a point where that is even unsatisfactory. Like having a good time no longer is a good time for some people, not for everybody. Pick the pieces that make sense to you, okay, and apply it to your life. So there is this want for something more, for something better. This could have been going back to that storyline where maybe this is a dating situation, an issue of commitment, and maybe somebody wanted a firm commitment. There may have been a love offer with the Ace of Cups, and somebody kind of said, nah, I don't really want that love offer. And someone else, the originator of the offer, possibly the Emperor, it doesn't have to be an Aries or an Emperor or a man or anything like that, but just someone who made a very serious offer was denied. And I feel that person took their cup and left, and then whoever was left, whoever did the denying, perhaps not in all cases, they kind of were left with a plethora of choices. And here's the thing about the Emperor and the Ace of Cups. It's serious. It is not for playing. It's not for casualness. It's absolutely, the Emperor doesn't make offers that they don't mean. And so the seriousness, I keep getting this like serious, and not that this person is serious and they're not fun. It's not that they're not a good time or a kind person. It's just they're not going to waste their time. Thank you. So there's something here where the Emperor may have felt, this is like coming through very strongly. So for some of you, this is like very key. The Emperor felt they were wasting their time. Now they're off the scene. The person who defended themselves away from the offer, who denied the offer, is left with so many choices: dating options, being single, having sexual partners, or having none at all, whatever the choice is, choice with the Lover's card, and kind of fulfilling their boots, doing what they want to do, not really answering to anybody. When you have the Three of Cups, it's celebratory, it's pleasure seeking, it's joyful. There's not a lot of, again, this word seriousness going on with the Three of Cups. And that kind of wraps up a chapter ending. Two people go their separate ways, that feels like. And the person who initially denied the offer, I think, is sitting back here reflecting over, oh, there was this single cup, because that's what we see here, right? Ace of Cups is a single lone cup being handed out, right? And we already had the Three of Cups over there on the top line towards the right. But now we see those Three of Cups are on the ground. They're no longer being held up and drank from, right? And then that one person is sitting there contemplating, once again, I had this offer and now I don't have this offer anymore. So for some of you, you're dealing with a person, or this is your experience, where you turned down an offer and now someone is sitting in regret over that, because they're sitting there daydreaming about it, fantasizing about it, what could be or what could have been, right? And not feeling joy in this very moment when they did in the past. So for some people out here, something happy, something that they thought was going to make them happy, a choice that they made, a choice that they had decided on, had moved towards, isn't really making them happy. And so there's a desire for a new start, a refresher, a restart. Okay, that's very specific to like love and dating. It can still apply to even like a job. This could have been a very serious or a very accomplished business owner or partner in business, and you weren't really sure of yourself, or you weren't sure of the offer, and the Emperor is gone and totally dusted out of here. He's totally, I only say he because there's a man on the card. It could be a woman, but whoever the Emperor is, they've left the scene. And this could have been a very viable, very lucrative business opportunity, because the thing that you're wanting is tangible now. Whoever's in the Four of Cups, they want the tangible thing, the physical offer of something: money, stability, a job, material possessions or material resources, right? That would be important to them, and it's what's desired, but is it there? I don't know. So there's something here where 2 times it feels like there have been offers, or there would be offers, but someone is either highly defensive or totally apathetic and missed their opportunity. It doesn't prevent this person in the Four of Cups from still thinking about it, wishing, hoping, praying, all that kind of stuff with the Page of Cups. Very hopeful. Very much, dreaming of something that they don't have, pondering what they don't have, right? This is I'm getting, this is now, before it was a little focal on the love relationship. Now I feel it's like kind of widening a little bit, and now it's coming back towards, other types of relationships and different areas of your life. So I feel that there's somebody here who's like pondering what could have been or what could be, and kind of getting lost in that energy. Like, the Page of Cups is very idyllic, very dreamer energy, and it's not super grounded. I think the Page of Cups, regardless of who it is, the heart is nice. It's a good, honest heart. It's a good, mostly pure-hearted person, but quite naive. It feels like very naive to thinking that the thoughts will just make it better. Something about like, yeah, like the wishing is not enough. The hoping is not enough. The daydreaming is not enough. There has to be practical physical actions taken in order to get what this person wants. But I don't see anyone putting traction here, putting action behind their wishes or their words. Words, Eight of Wands. So there could be communication about this. There could be, I think we're in the Mercury retrograde right now. I think we're in another retrograde. I can't remember which planet. I haven't been up on my astrology, so please don't quote me. But I'm pretty sure we're in a Mercury retrograde, right? And so I think there could be very earnest and honest words spoken by someone in the situation. Apologies, perhaps. Wanting to make amends, perhaps. And they might come suddenly with the Eight of Wands there. But there's like no action taken. Like very little action, if at all. Okay? I think someone showing up as a page, having history with the Three of Cups, also having defensive energy with the Seven of Wands. It's you or someone else, viewer, I don't know who, it's just not showing up as strongly as they could, because the other two singular figures that we see, and I think they would be somewhat connected, they don't have to be the same person, but they're somewhat connected, is the Emperor and the King of Wands. I feel as though there's this attraction or this connection between, for lack of a better word, a less stable person or a more unsure person and a very sure person. A dreamer and a doer. Does that make sense? So historically, again, because this is sort of reflecting back on what may have transpired in October, it feels as though one side of a connection, one side of a relationship, one side of a circumstance, or some type of, interwoven situation. It feels like for many friends, others lovers, for other people it's business. Whatever it is, there's just someone who was trying to not play hardball, but like, and I don't mean this in an insulting way at all, but it feels like someone here was trying to play in the major leagues when they're meant to be in the minors. Or not even meant to be, they're still in the minors. That's terrible because I don't really know sports like that. But what I understand is when you have a minor league, let's say a baseball team, you have a minor league baseball team, and you get called up to the majors, there's a chance you can go right back down to the minors if you don't, show up at the major league games and perform the way other major league players perform. And that's what this feels like. And it's not an insult, because here's the thing. This person, or everybody involved here, is on their own trajectory. World card. Okay? Everyone here, whether it be the Emperor, the King of Wands, the Page of Cups, the Four of Cups person, whoever, even someone could be represented by the Lovers. Because there could be, now they're bringing this in late edition, there could be some situation here with third party situation. So everybody involved, I don't care who it is, I don't care where you are in the story, is on their own personal journey. and how you traverse that journey, where you go, how you behave, how you don't, or how you act and how you don't act, what you say and what you don't say. Those are all your individual choices, and it's all meant to help you in the long run. There are lessons to be learned. That's that Capricorn energy coming off of the World card. Capricorn and Saturn, big time about life lessons, big time about coming to some type of understanding through karmic lessons, karmic debt, paying karmic debt, or at least recognizing when your karmic debt is due. Even if you don't pay it, at least you look at it and go, well, I'm not going to pay it, but at least I know that's there. You know what I mean? So if you're watching this and you're the person who is, you know, playing in quote unquote the major leagues, right? You are aware. The person in the minor leagues, they're probably also aware. And your relative personal individualized awareness is sort of the name of the game. I don't sense that there's bad blood here. I think both sides, or all three sides, however many people are involved, I don't really know. I think all sides at some point are going to come to realize that this was a point of growth. And that, you know, if it's a missed opportunity, it's a missed opportunity. And there's nothing really to be upset about. That happens. Sometimes the deal is too good to be true. Sometimes it feels like the person is too good to be true, or the person isn't ready, or the offer is there, but they took their time, or they didn't answer or respond within a timely manner. Because I could also see time a little bit with the Ace of Pentacles. Someone could have been sleeping. Not literally sleeping, but someone could have been sort of debating and struggling to make a decision, and a deadline came and went. Okay. The Emperor could have said, or it doesn't have to be specifically the Emperor, but someone in that position of an Emperor, someone in that position of having their own authority, having their own self-possession, having their own autonomy, or their own business, or some type of power in the situation, or some type of opportunity to offer. They could have said, legit, call me back on Tuesday. Tuesday comes and goes. This person didn't make that call. The Emperor has their answer. You didn't respond. I took that as a no. Now I'm on to the next thing. And it's again, it's like, I don't feel like there's bad blood here, but I feel like someone might be feeling that like there's bad blood. Thank you. Yes. Someone here is feeling like, oh, because I didn't do X, Y, Z, someone is disappointed in me. Not true. The Emperor and the King of Wands, all of this, nothing here is showing holding grudges. No card here is giving me the vibe that someone is salty about not being responded to. Nobody here is salty about possibly being straight up rejected. There might, okay. No, it's not saltiness. Because I was about to say, but what about that Seven of Wands person and the Four of Cups person who might also be coming through as the Page of Cups? That person might be salty, and they corrected me. No, that person is not salty. That person is disappointed. It's a slight difference. Slight difference. Whether they're disappointed in the other person or disappointed in themselves. Saltiness, disappointed, not the same thing. So, but the point is no bad blood is what this feels like. No bad blood. Okay? So let's figure out who's here, because there's a lot of people potentially here. So I'm going to go with person A. I'm going to call the Seven of Wands person, Page of Cups, Four of Cups person, Three of Cups person also a little bit. Who is that? Person A. And then person B we're going to say is the Emperor, the King of Wands. Maybe they're in the Ace of Pentacles a little bit. They might be a part of the Three of Cups too. But let's get further information on these people. And that's interesting. I think last month there were people, but I didn't clarify that. But this month I feel the need to, because there could be, I feel like in some of your cases you're dealing with multiple people and you don't know who is who. So that, I think that's why I have to clarify this. That's what I feel like. Some people are dealing with multiple people, not in a salacious way. It doesn't have to be like in a, naughty type of way. It just feels like for some of you, you might be a little unsure of who is who did what, who said what. All right, so let's clarify. Who is person A? Coming through the Seven of Wands, the Three of Cups, the Four of Cups, and the Page of Cups. A lot of cups energy, a lot of water energy in those four cards that are jumping out at me. Also a little bit the Lovers. So let's say Seven of Wands, Lovers, Three of Cups, Four of Cups, and Page of Cups. Who is that person? Who's that person, please? And guys, if you like this kind of reading, let me know. If you want to like the video, leave some comments, subscribe to the channel, that'd be super cool. Yikes, come here. All right. Let's see at least one more. Who's person A? Person A. Yeah, okay. Thank you. So let's see. Person A, 10 of Cups, and the King of Swords. Interesting. So yeah, I definitely get the sense like this person has had a time in their life, 10 of Cups, King of Swords, where they were very fulfilled, very happy, very joyous, possibly deeply in love in some of your cases with this 10 of Cups. But 10s usually indicate culmination points. So not that there is necessarily an end to their love or an end to any relationships. I don't know. That's not really coming through strongly, so I don't really want to grab onto that too hard. But there is an ending to the level at which the 10 of Cups was happening in this person's life. So that could be one of those situations where if this was a dating relationship, and I think that's what or a commitment of some type. This is what I'm addressing first, I think. Yes. Okay, thank you. It's one of those things where I love you, but I'm not in love with you, right? I care about you and I'll always love you, but not in the way that you want me to kind of feeling. And this person might be having a sharp awakening about that, a sharp realization about that. King of Swords energy next to it, air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius could be dealing with them, or you could be one, but it doesn't have to be. It's a super general reading, so any zodiac sign I mentioned, don't hold on to it too tightly, since this is a big collective reading. Okay, but I feel as though there's just like a plainness happening there, but also there's a sadness to it. You know, the King of Swords is highly aware and is very astute, is very observational, but isn't necessarily always able to fully grapple with what is understood, or able to articulate what is understood. You know, the King of Swords, I don't want to say can be moody, but this combination, and again, we're clarifying what we were talking about before, it feels like could be in a mood, period, or could be in a mood of moodiness. Okay, I hope that makes sense. So there is this historical happiness, contentment, fulfillment. But again, 10, culmination point, the World card, culmination point. And we saw 2 new beginnings with the Ace of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles. So I feel this is, remember I talked about chapter endings. This is that awkward place where we turn the page and the chapter and we don't know what's going to happen next in the story, right? Have you ever read a book like that, or ever watched a movie where or a TV show and there's a cliffhanger episode? Right? Or there's a cliffhanger at the end of the paragraph of the last page that you read, and you're just like, oh my God, I don't know what's going to happen next, because we felt we had everything secure. We felt we had everything fully understood with the 10 of Cups. 10 of Cups, that again is like extensive joy, lots of fulfillment, good times had by all, but there has been some type of disturbance to that or change to that. There could have been different offers set up on the table, and it's a turning point that it feels like someone, again, was resistant to, was not ready to dive into, but now is, again, it's almost like an opportunity lost. So again, person A, okay, 7 of Wands, Lovers, 3 of Cups, maybe 4 of Cups, and the Page of Cups. Also in the World, because the World affects everybody in the story, right? So I feel that person, okay, 2 things. Is possible, let me clarify it one more time, because now I'm getting another story where they're possibly not wanting to realize this, because the 4 of Cups also is sometimes not only apathetic or, wishing something was happening or wishing there was an offer. Sometimes the offer is directly there, present, possibly came back around a second time because you do have two aces, possibly. And there could be a refusal. It could be a rejection. Even it's a strange thing to want something and reject it. That's sort of like the vibe I'm getting. To want something but then reject it anyway. To ask for something and reject it anyway. That's sort of what that feels like. Clarify. Give me more information on this person. The Ten of Cups and the King of Swords. More information on this too. These two cards, please. One more on this. One more on this, please. Thank you. Ace of Wands. Exactly. Wanting the thing, but not wanting the thing. And I feel, I don't want to say confusion. I'm not sure that it's confusion. I think it's, see the animal that's represented here on this Ace of Wands, this fox energy? There is some type of extra? There's something else at play here. King of Swords. There's more to this than it seems. There's more going on here than what any one person, no matter how many people are here, 2, 25, 15, 62, or 3 or 5. I don't care how many people are here, right? There's more than meets the eye here. I'm getting, I don't want to say secrecy, but like, what? That's not the greatest word, but it's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing this fox darting in and out of like bushes, in and out of like little foxholes or whatever. It's like you see it and then you look, you hear something rustle, and all you see is like a little orange tail disappear into the bushes. Your brain knows, okay, I'm in the woods. Foxes are often orange. It's probably a fox that I just saw, but because you don't see it standing there looking at you, staring back at you, it's kind of like, can I be sure that I just saw a fox? So it's like not a full picture is available. And that could be down to just one person. Like I said, I'm asking who person A is. And I feel like it could just be them, but it could be other people. It's still a general reading. It's very collective. But I feel like someone here doesn't even know the full truth of their own story. Does that make sense? Because, here we go. 10 of Cups, happiness, fulfillment, all that good stuff that we talked about. Plus the King of Swords, discernment, possibly analyzation. And then the Ace of Wands on top of that. Having analysis about the things and the people, the situations, the circumstances, the conditions, and the trappings of what made someone happy, and why somewhere along the way in this storyline there was unhappiness or dis-ease, as I think I might have said earlier. Not disease, but dis-ease, right? And then possibly meeting new people or being presented with new offers for something. Again, it doesn't have to be romantic. It could be business, but then rejecting it. Again, wanting something, but then not actually acting upon the thing. And so I feel the fox darting in and out as I see it in my mind is this person possibly going back and forth in their own head, playing cat and mouse with themselves almost, or hide and seek with themselves. So person A, not as grounded as they probably need to be, not as sure as they probably want to be, but that's where they are. That's where they're at. So person B, we're going to clarify person B, and then we're probably going to wrap up. So person B, I think, was coming through in the Aces, the Emperor. They might be in the Lovers as well, the World, and the King of Wands, I think. So Ace, Emperor, Lovers, World, Ace, King of Wands. That's a lot. Who is person B? They might be in the Three of Cups too. Wow. This person has a very wide presence. Like they might have hands in a lot of different pots, is what that feels like. Or they might have eyes and ears everywhere, something like that. I don't know. I'm a little skeeved out by that feeling, but let's just see. So give me some information on person B. Who is person B in this situation? And again, guys, if you like what you see here, hit the like button. If you want to tell me how this resonates, leave a comment. And if you haven't subscribed, please do so. Whoa. No wonder. Thank you. Who is person B? Last one? Yes, thank you. Let's get some clarification on person B. Who is person B in this situation? Four of Wands. No? Yeah? Yes, thank you. Person B in the situation, Four of Wands and the King of Cups. Okay, two kings. So, on some level, these two people are matches because finally, maybe not finally, but they've come out in the clarification as two kings. They're not matches in terms of king and queen match. They're matches in terms of ability. And I think I'll explain a little bit because that might be a little confusing for some of you. So Four of Wands and the King of Cups. King of Cups energy, water sign energy, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Could be dealing with, don't have to be. Super general, super collective. Now, Four of Wands, King of Cups. This person is super stable, emotionally speaking. This person is super stable. I think that kind of was evident in what we talked about earlier. That Emperor is really kicking for me. The King of Wands is pretty kicking for me. And like I was explaining in this situation, they're in a very take it or leave it kind of energy. You can take what I have to offer or you can leave what I have to offer. No matter what, I won't be broken. And that's kind of what this feels like. That might sound kind of like an asshole thing to say, or the tone of it might sound that way, but that's how this person is. Maybe they're an asshole. I don't know. But there's just like this no skin off my back, no sweat. It's no sweat off. That's not even how you say it. But it's no big deal to them. Like, okay, let me rephrase that because they're like, hold on. Again, whoever person B is, they don't do anything lightly, but at the same time, they don't take things heavily. Does that make sense? So they don't do anything just because. They do it with thought. They do it with intention. But when things don't go their way, or people say no to them, or they don't get what they want, because they already have a good portion of what they need, if they're already established, that's been confirmed with the Four of Wands here. They're already established. Emperor energy, World card energy, again, because everybody's in the World card. Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, and the King of Wands. This person is super stable. You can't make offers if you're not stable. I mean, you can, but you wouldn't not that you wouldn't, but the fact that the Emperor came out and the King of Wands came out on top of that, to me, is just showing that somebody who has the means to give of themselves. They have the means to share what they have created for themselves, or what they have to offer. Now, so if this was an offer that involved money, property, employment, opportunities to travel the world, or whatever you guys were faced with, or whatever you offered to people, or whatever was going on in this situation, this person meant that. They're very serious. They're not playing games. And the, I suppose, ironic part about that is there is a part of this person that is truly vulnerable. Perhaps, oh wait, okay. Slight amendment. Change the word vulnerable to compassionate. I mean, they could be a vulnerable person. They could be an emotional person. I don't want to take that away because that might be true for a few of you. But what they really want me to say is compassionate. Meaning, this person might see and understand their journey, the other person's journey, this person's journey, They have sort of possibly a bird's eye view of the situation. And with that bird's eye view, that allows them to move along and not hold any grudges, right? Here's my offer, rejected. Okay, I come back, maybe offer it a second time, or maybe I do a follow-up. Maybe when I said call me Tuesday, you didn't call me. Okay, maybe I'll hit you back 2 weeks from now. Hey, I never heard from you on Tuesday. I just wanted to make sure. And then I don't hear from you a second time. Okay, now I understand. And there's no holding on to that. There's no feeling bitter about this. This is not a bitter person. And nobody here is bitter, by the way. I'm not saying automatically because person B is not bitter, that person A is. I don't feel that that's happening for at least these two people, right? So person B, I think, continues to be in a position of, I'm fine. Here are the opportunities I'm willing to invest in. Here are the things that I'm willing to bring to the table. But King of Cups, I'm not going to do it to my own detriment. Thank you. There we go. And that's interesting because this person A also has a king. So this applies to them too. All the kings, no matter where they are when you see them in tarot, especially when they're positively aspected or in a high vibe, right? They're not going to offer themselves and then risk losing themselves. Does that make sense? They're not sacrificial in that way. I did say that at the beginning. Someone here is meant to be in a position of sacrifice, or if something is to happen, sacrifice is needed. However, both people, as we clarified, came up with kings. And what did I just say? Kings don't put themselves in a position of sacrifice. So that could be what's offered here. Okay, I'm really getting in the second portion and specific to person B. This was a business opportunity for a lot of people. And that business opportunity may have been great, may have had all the bells and whistles attached to it that person A was looking for. However, the sacrifice could have been, I need you to relocate. I want you to be the head of blah, blah, blah. I want you to be the regional manager of this and that. I want you to start up, go here, build up the local clientele for the company, do X, Y, Z, X, Y, Z. I just need you to move down to Texas to do it. And you're talking to somebody who lives in freaking Alaska or something like that, you know? So there could have been a situation where it was so perfect, but one detail was the sort of deal breaker, right? And both people showing up with kings are not really in the mood to sacrifice or really sort of, for lack of a better word, compromise. Especially person B, because they're the one, presumably, with the Emperor energy, with the Empire. There's nothing for them to really, I have the established business, I have the brand, I have the capital, I have the power to invest in your small business, or I have the power to give you the money to do your startup, whatever. I've got nothing to lose here. Possibly person A has something to lose, or person A has more things that would need to be realigned in their life. And person A says, I don't know if I really want to do that. Again, this person I don't think is super sold on the decisions that they have made already, because again, I do still get this feeling of regret. But person B is like, there's nothing to regret. You said no, and that's okay. I don't feel that person B is like, there's no bad blood here. None. I mean, technically, if I wanted to pull something out about this person's characteristic, they might be too sort of self-assured, like that level of assurance, that level of knowing yourself can be wearisome or worrisome to other people, could be intimidating. And so that could be where this feeling of, I'm getting the sense of like biting the hand that feeds and like feeling sorry about that. But this person's like, you didn't do anything. I don't feel, if you're worried about hurting my feelings, don't worry. They might say that. I don't have feelings, so you can't hurt them. That kind of attitude, even though they show up as the King of Cups, they are very sensitive and or vulnerable underneath it all. And I feel that the offer really was genuine. I don't feel that this person, even if they're a savvy business person, even if they're, a mogul or something like that, or even if they just come off as really stoic, they're actually very, very soft-hearted. I don't think we need any more information about this person. So because I mentioned it, and I don't do this often, I only really do it in personals because that's where it's asked for. Let's see about the third party. If there is a third party here, who is that person, or who are those people, or what is that thing? Because it doesn't even have to be a person. Third party, I didn't mention it earlier, but I have mentioned it in practically all the videos that I've ever done where third party came up. It does not have to be a person. It can be an energy. It can be a situation, a circumstance, a commitment. It can be an addiction, a fixation, an obsession, whatever. So whatever the third party is, whoever the third party is, let's see what's going on with that or them. What is going on with the third party? Who or what is the third party? And again, this doesn't have to apply to you in all the ways. It is a general collective look back over October. This could have happened to you already. It could be happening now. Could unfold over the next couple of weeks or months or even a year or so. I don't really know. Time is fluid. But take what resonates, leave the rest that does not resonate. If third party isn't your jam, you know you're not in a third party situation, consider the reading over. I thank you so much for watching. But for those where you kind of understand, or you know for sure you have a third party situation going on, let's see more information about that, okay? So what is the third party situation? Who is the third party? Please show me. Yeah. Ooh, yeah. Is that right? Yes, they say go. They say go. 7 of Cups, 5 of Swords. Okay. 7 of Cups. Whew. Okay, so I purposely mentioned that word, I suppose. I'm getting with the 7 of Cups, indulgence, possible addictions. Now, that's not a traditional understanding of the 7 of Cups, but I'm feeling that because I'm just seeing this woman having the shards of glass rain down on her, and she looks like she's like in a state of ecstasy, or honestly, she looks a little high. But if those are like shards of glass falling on your face, why are you just standing there and taking it? I'm assuming when people are high, they do all kinds of crazy shit that they shouldn't be doing. That doesn't make any sense. That puts them in harm's way. So like the imagery of this is giving somebody who is indulgent, or just not in a clear headspace. Let's put it that way. Not in a clear headspace. And then 5 of Swords, possibly suffering some type of defeat or I should say, not and or, suffering some type of defeat, or reveling in a shallow victory. So yeah, third party, for some, it is some type of attachment or some type of fixation, obsession, or addiction to a person, a situation, a substance, I don't know. But the 7 of Cups is sort of being spoiled for choice, and again, not being in the clearest headspace when you have all these options in front of you. If there is a third person here, this person is confused. If there is someone else here intermingling between person A and person B, or being somehow again, like this person that just exists between them in some type of way. Whether or not both sides know who this person is, I don't know. That's not very clear. But this person, I think, does not have the clearest head on their shoulders at this time. Like they're very melancholy is a word I'm getting. What's that? Okay, this is like but I'm using this word even though I know it's not the word we use anymore. I'm using this phrase even though I know it's not the phrase. Manic depressive, okay? I believe now you're supposed to call that maybe it's not bipolar. Okay, I'm clearly not a clinician, but I feel like bipolar is like what manic depressive used to be. I could be wrong. But anyway, talking about those two diagnoses, or those two terms, this person could be that. This person could be manic depressive. This person could be bipolar. This person could have PTSD, CPTSD. Oh my God, I can't even say it. PTSD, CPTSD. Okay, whatever way you want to say it, or whichever one fits. And I feel like, gosh, okay. So now I'm getting this sensation that this could be like a family member, a friend, a previous business partner, like going back to like the perfect scenario where there's a new buyer, a new investor in person B, and person A has already some semblance of success in this industry, and person B comes along and says, hey, I want to take you on as a new business partner. I want to work with you. You know, here's the contract. Here's what I'm looking for. And person A is like, yeah, yeah, yeah. But then their third party attachment could be with a mutual partner, their old business partner. And the old business partner, it feels like, sabotages self, which is an option to do. Again, Seven of Cups, many options. You don't have to sabotage yourself. You don't have to hurt yourself. You don't have to hurt other people. You can make whatever decisions. There's a lot of options here. But I feel that this person has a default option of defeatist energy. Again, possibly because of mental illness or mental wellness issues, right? I feel there's a person here in this energy who, again, sabotages self or sabotages other people, sabotages situations, and comes from like a victim mentality. No offense to anybody. I'm not trying to call anybody out, but this is what this feels like. A victim. They make themselves a victim. They hurt themselves. Oh, that could literally be happening. Someone could be self-harming. I mean, to a certain degree, having an addiction is self-harm, right? But they could literally be self-harming in terms of like physically hurting themselves, putting themselves in precarious or dangerous situations. They could have an illness that needs medication, that needs some type of therapy, and they are missing medication, they are missing therapy, which again would make them further fall victim to their own illness or disease or whatever it is, right? And another thing I got when I said hurt themselves is there's a song by Lauryn Hill called The X Factor, EX Factor, and a line in that song, go listen to it if you don't know it, and when I try to walk away, you hurt yourself to make me stay. This is crazy. So that can, I'm seeing it mostly as business, but because I just mentioned that song and because of everything we talked about before, for some of you, this is literally possibly an ex who in some dating scenario has intervened, has caused themselves to be hurt, that pulls another person back. That can be karmic. World card energy. That can be karmic. Soulmate energy, possibly lover's card. And I told you at the beginning, I'll tell you again, and then we're going to wrap this up. Soulmates do not have to always be pleasant. They do not always have to be the most positive relationships you have in your life. Soulmates, more than anything, are sent here. We come here with them under agreement to work out issues of karmic debt. Period, paragraph, okay? I could go on and on and on, but like that's kind of the nutshell of how I approach soulmate relationships. You could have a soulmate and it could have been great at some point. 3 of Cups, 10 of Cups. There could have been lots of love involved. I said that at the beginning, or I said that somewhere earlier where there's like a, I love you, but I'm not in love with you. And that could also be at play here. That could also be why someone feels defeated. 5 of Swords. Listen, this has gone on long enough anyway for this reading. But if there were any messages here that helped you guys, if there was anything here that resonated with you, leave a message down below, leave a comment down below. That'd be great. Feel free, of course, to like the channel and subscribe to the channel. That'd be super great. Or like the video, subscribe to the channel, I should say. If you're interested in a personal reading with me, you can find that information in the description box below. I thank everybody for watching this video. I really do appreciate it. Take care.